Hi everyone, I'm very happy to welcome you all for this session. In this session, we are going to learn e-commerce security systems. From the past lesson, you have learned what are the e-commerce payment systems are there. In this lesson, we are going to see what are the e-commerce security systems are there, what are the threats are there while transacting money to the merchant side or to the payment gateway, what are the e-commerce threats are there, and how we can avoid the threats or how we can cautious from the threats. This is what we are going to learn from this lesson. So first of all, these are all the contents we are going to discuss today. The first one is definition of e-commerce. Second one is types of e-commerce threats. What are the security threats are there in e-commerce? Fourth one is dimensions of e-commerce security. Fifth one is security technologies. What are the security technologies are there for transacting the amount or transacting the message from one side to another side? And the last one is authentication protocols. What are the protocols are there? Uh, which are the protocols which is used to? What are the protocols which is used to transacting the amount from our side to the end side? This is what we are going to see today. First one, we have to see definition of e-commerce. E-commerce, it is nothing but it is a security, it is a set of protocols that safely guide e-commerce transactions through the internet. Which one guides you to transact the amount from your side to the end side safely? That would be known as e-commerce security. That system mainly guides you transact the amount from our side to the end side through internet, through online safely. That is what known as e-commerce security. E-commerce security is based on information technology and computer networks. Without the facilities of computer technology and internet, we are not able to transact the amount. We are not able to use the facility of e-commerce. It inevitable phases. Even though we are enjoying the some facilities of e-commerce through internet, it has some inevitable security issues. Inevitable is nothing but it is unavoidable. We are not able to unavoidable. We are not able to avoid it. That is what inevitable. Compared with the traditional businesses, e-commerce security threats can be accidental or intentional. If you are involving or if some other person, if you're getting some issues through e-commerce, it may be accidental or it may be intentional. And next one, what are the types of e-commerce threats are there? First one is information leakage, second one is tampering, third one is payment frauds, fourth one is malicious code threats, fifth one is DDoS, sixth one is cyber squatting, and the last one is typo piracy. We will see one by one. First one is information leakage. It is a trade of secrets in e-commerce mainly include two aspects. One is the content of the transaction between the vendor and customer is stolen by the third party. First one, the contents of the transaction between the vendor. If you are purchasing something through online, if you are going to after purchasing the objects, if you are going to uh, give your money through online at that time, that the information between you and the customer, I mean information between the vendor merchant or who is giving the product and the customer is stolen by third party. This is the first type of information leakage. The second one is the document provided by the merchant to the customer as vice versa is illegally used by the another one, by another person. That is the second type of information leakage. Suppose if you are providing any document to the vendor or merchant to prove your address, if you are providing any Aadhaar card number or some details to the merchant, that could be used by another one. This is the second one. And next one is second one, tampering. E-commerce has the problem of authenticity and integrity of business information. When hackers grasp the data transmitting on the network, when you're going to transmit the data through network, hackers maybe grasp the data. It can be falsified in the middle. Your information provided by you, that can be falsified by the hackers. They may be, possibilities are there, they could be give their details instead of your details. Possibilities are there, they can give their details instead of your details, and then send to the destination. And after that, what is the object you have declared to get, that could be sent to that person. The third one is payment frauds. Here three types of payment frauds they have classified. First one is friendly fraud. When a customer demands false reclaim or refund after purchasing the product, after receiving the product, if the customer demands false reclaim, I didn't, for example, I didn't get the product, or like that. If the customer demands false reclaim or refund, that is known as friendly fraud. And next one is clean fraud. When a stolen credit card is used to make a purchase, if you are missing your credit card, someone has, or someone has stolen your credit card, if they are using their credit card to purchase the product, that could be known as clean fraud. The last one is triangulation fraud. The last one is triangulation fraud. If any online shops offering cheapest price and collect credit card data, that could be known as triangulation fraud. Triangulation fraud is nothing. If any online shops offering cheapest price and they are trying to, that online shops trying to get your credit card data, that could be known as triangulation fraud. The third one, payment fraud, is over. Fourth one is malicious code threats. Within an e-commerce site, there are multiple vulnerable areas that can serve as an intrusion point for a hacker to gain payment or user information. If you are purchasing something through any online shops, at that time they will give any fraud link. If you are click that link, that will redirect you to some vulnerable areas within the e-commerce site, and after clicking the vulnerable link, your personal data can be hacked by the hackers. This is what malicious code threats. Using malware cross-site scripting or SQL injection, an attacker will extract the credit card information and sell the acquired data on black markets. The fourth one, malicious code threats. It will redirect while purchasing something, purchase some products through online. At that time, any link given by the hackers, after clicking the link, it will redirect to you some vulnerable areas. In that vulnerable areas, if you are providing your ATM card details, that will be stolen by the hackers, and that could be sell into the black markets, and afterwards they can use your credit card or debit card. That is what a malicious code threats. And next one is DDoS. The expansion of DDoS is distributed denial of service attacks. And DDoS, it is nothing, it is a process of taking down an e-commerce site by sending continuous overwhelming request to the server. If you are giving continuous overwhelming request to the server get some confusion. This attack will be conducted from numerous unidentified computers using botnet. The DDoS is giving with the help of botnet. This attack will slow down and make the server inoperative. If you are giving continuous attack to the server, it will become like a doll, and it couldn't respond it. So that server get some confusion. This DDoS attacks is also called as network flooding because of giving continuous denial attacks. It is also known as network flooding. Next one is cyber squatting. Cyber squatting, it is nothing, creating a duplicate website of a well-known company and registering in its own domain name and trying to make the people to use the website with that familiar company domain name. That is what known as cyber squatting. And then the last one is typo piracy. Typo piracy is a variant of cyber squatting. Variant is nothing, different, entirely different. That is what variant. Typo piracy is a variant of cyber squatting. Some fake websites are there in internet. If you are typing some website, when you're going to type some familiar websites, if you make any spelling mistakes in that website name, it will redirect you to the some fake websites. That is what known as here typo piracy. For example, if you are typing www.google.com, instead of giving Google, if you are giving google.com, and it will redirect you into the some fake websites. For example, see here I'm going to give google.com. It will redirect us to some fake websites. And next one I'm going to give FAC facebook.com com. See here, instead of giving Google, I have typed here google.com, but there is no website in the name of google.com, but it will redirect me into some fake websites. And see here, in this search engine I have given facebook.com, but here it will redirect me to some fake websites. This is what called as typo piracy. So typo piracy is a variant of cyber squatting. Some fake websites try to take advantage of users' common typographical errors in typing a website address and direct users to a different website. Such people try to take advantage of some popular websites to generate accidental traffic for their websites. And next one is dimensions of e-commerce security. For e-commerce security, many dimensions are there. One is authenticity. First one is authenticity. Authenticity is nothing, confirming guidelines to data shared. How to share the data, which will guide by the authenticity. So next one is availability, prevention against data delay or removal. This is what the second one called availability. The third one is completeness, unification of all business information is what called as completeness. And next one is confidentiality, protecting data against unauthorized disclosure. If you are providing some data, that should be confidential to the unauthorized persons. That is what known as confidentiality. Third one is effectiveness, effective handling of hardware software data. Handling the software and hardware in a protective way is called as effectiveness. And next one is integrity, prevention of data being unaltered and or modified. What is the data you have being given? That should be integrity. And next one is non-repudiation, prevention against violation agreement after the deal. Non-repudiation is nothing but no repudiation of data. That is what non-repudiation. Privacy. Next one is privacy, prevention of customers' personal data being used by others. If you are providing your personal data, that could be protected from the other persons. That is what privacy. Next one is reliability. We can trust them, providing a reliable identification of individuals or businesses. Reliable is nothing, we can trust them. We can give our data surely. And next one is reviewability, capability of monitoring activities to audit and track the operations. Reviewability is nothing but if you are working in a software company, every month they will conduct a review meeting. It is just like that. After giving the details, it will take a review and it will monitoring the activities of the audit and what is the operation is going on, that could be tracked by the review ability. And next one is security technologies. Since a large amount of confidential information are involved in e-commerce activities, it must be transmitted through safe and secured network. And e-commerce transactions are roughly classified into encryption technology. Security technologies classified into three types. One is encryption technology, second one is authentication technology, the third one is authentication protocols. First one, we will know what is encryption technology. Encryption technology, it is nothing. Encryption technology is an effective information security protection. It is defined as converting a plain text into meaningless ciphertext while transacting the information or while transacting an amount. What are the details given by you as a text information, that will be converted into ciphertext, which means meaningless. It may be or combination of any symbols or letters, that is what known as ciphertext. Using encryption algorithms that ensuring the confidentiality of the data. The encryption or decryption process using a key. Encryption is nothing changing the plain text into ciphertext. This is what called as encryption. Decryption is nothing but changing the ciphertext into meaningful plain text is known as decryption technology. For this encryption and decryption technology, they uses a key. At present, two encryption technologies are widely used. They are symmetric key encryption and asymmetric key encryption. First one, we are going to know symmetric key encryption, and it is a symmetric key data encryption method, DES, data encryption standard. It is a symmetric key data encryption method. It was introduced in America in the year 1976 by Federal Information Processing Standard. DES is the typical block algorithm that takes a string of bits, clear text with a fixed length through a series of complicated operations, transfer it into another encrypted text of the same length. DES is an algorithm, it is a method which is used to convert the plain text into ciphertext. What is the length you are giving for the plain text? After changing the plain text into ciphertext, the length of the plain text is never changes as it was converted into ciphertext. And now it is considered that DES is not safe for many applications, mainly because of its relatively smaller key size, because DES using 56-bit key size, so that it is not safe. So that they have increased multiple use of DES described as triple TS, also known as TDES and 3DES or DESEDE. And next one is asymmetric or public key encryption. For symmetric key encryption, they have used private key. Here for asymmetric or public key encryption, they have used public key. Asymmetric encryption, also called as RSA, a reversed Shamir-Adleman algorithm. It uses public key authentication and digital signatures. Until 1970s, there were only symmetric key crypto systems in which transmitter and receiver must have the same key. Asymmetric key uses same key for the user and for the sender and receiver. Symmetric key uses the same key, but here asymmetric encryption uses different key for sending the text and receiving the text, which means for changing the plain text into ciphertext they have used a different key. For changing the ciphertext into plain text they have used a different key in asymmetric key encryption. This raises the problem of key exchange and key management. Unlike symmetric key encryption, the communication parties need not to know others' private key. Symmetric encryption, while using asymmetric key encryption, no need to know the other's key, because they are going to use different keys, so that no need to know other keys to encrypt the technology. And next one, we are going to see difference between the symmetric key encryption and asymmetric key encryption. The first difference is the first difference is same key used for both encryption and decryption. This is the first difference in symmetric key encryption. In asymmetric key encryption, different keys are used for encryption and decryption. For encrypting the technology, for encrypting the text, they are going to use different key. For decrypting the text, they are going to use different key in asymmetric key encryption. Speed of encryption or decryption is very fast while using symmetric key encryption, because they are going to use single key for encryption and decryption. Speed of the encryption decryption is comparatively slow in asymmetric key encryption, because they are going to use different keys. Plain text and ciphertext are of the same size. Here the size of the plain text and ciphertext is always different. The size of the ciphertext is always greater than the plain text while converting the information. Here algorithms like DES, AES, RC4 uses symmetric key encryption in symmetric key encryption. In asymmetric key encryption, they are going to use RSA algorithm, ECC algorithm and DSA algorithm for encrypting the text. And next one is provides confidentiality. In symmetric key encryption, they only provide confidentiality. Here in asymmetric key encryption, they will provide confidentiality, authenticity and non-repudiation. And here in symmetric key encryption, the number of key used grows exponentially with the number of users. How many keys we are going to use? The same number of users we can get here. Here the number of key used grows linearly with the number of users. This is what the difference between symmetric key encryption and asymmetric key encryption. See here, they are going to use same key for decrypting and encrypting the information. Here, this is what called plain text. Converting the plain text into ciphertext, they will use different public key. For decrypting the plain text into, ciphertext into plain text, they will use different private key. This is what the main difference between symmetric key encryption and asymmetric key encryption. Next one we are going to see digital certificate and digital signature. What is digital certificate and digital signature? Digital certificate is nothing but it is a certificate. It is an electronic certificate. It is a document which is provided by a company to prove our ownership of a public key. If you are getting a public key, if you are using a public key for proving the public key to others, we need to have a digital certificate. This digital certificate includes information about the sender's identity. If I am a sender, it contains my personal information, my name and my digital certificate number, everything. And digital signature, it is nothing but it is a mechanism which is used to uh, verify a particular digital document, message or transaction is authenticate or not. That is what known as here digital signature. And my public key is also there in my digital certificate. And digital certificates function is similar to the function of identification cards such as passports and driving license, which is just like digital certificates are just like passport or driving license. How the passport and driving license are having our own information, just like that the digital certificate is also contains our personal information and digital signature as well as the public key to sending the data from our side to anybody else. And who gives the digital certificates? The digital certificates are recognized by the certification authorities, CA. When someone requests digital certificates, if I'm going to request a digital certificate, the authority verifies my details, my identity, what are the identification I have given, that could be verified by the digital authorities, digital certification authorities. After verifying the details, my details fulfills their requirements, they will give a digital certificate with my name, with my digital certificate number and my public key with my digital signature. After that, I can use the digital certificate to prove my identity. This is what known as digital certificate. So digital certificates are issued by recognized digital certification authorities. When someone requests a digital certificate, the authority verifies the identity of the requester, and if the requester fulfills all the requirements, the authority issues it. When the sender uses a certificate to sign a document digitally, a receiver can trust the digital signature because he trusts the CA has done their part verifying the sender's identity. And what are the common digital certificate systems are there? Two common digital certificate systems are there. One is X.509 and PGP. PGP, the expansion of PGP is pretty good privacy. It was developed in the year 1991 by Phil Zimmermann. It is a decentralized encryption program that provides cryptographic privacy and authentication for data communication. PGP encryption uses a serial combination of hashing, data compression, symmetric key cryptography and asymmetric key cryptography, and works on the concept of web of trust. Works on the concept of PGP, works on the concept of web of trust. The second one is X.509 system. It is a centralized system. Decentralized is nothing. Whoever can use, that is what decentralized. Centralized is nothing. It has a common responsibility. That is what centralized. Now X.509 is currently worldwide accepted certification technology. Next one, we are going to see digital signature. What is digital signature? Digital signature, it is a mechanism that is used to verify that a particular digital document or message or a transaction is authenticate or not. It is a mechanism. Digital signature is a mechanism which is used to, see here, this is what known as digital signature. It is a mechanism which is used to verify that a particular digital document or message transaction is authenticate or not. Digital signature uses a standard worldwide accepted format called public key infrastructure, PKI, to provide the highest level of security and universal acceptance. In many countries, digital signatures have the same legal significance as the traditional forms of signed documents. And this is what known as digital certificate. And here they have to sign. Who gives digital signature, they have to sign here, and this is what my public key. Here my public key will be there, and here my information will be there, my personal information will be there. And next one is security technologies. This is not security technologies, security protocols. Under security technologies, authentication protocols. Under security technologies, authentication protocols. Totally three different protocols are there. One is secure electronic transaction set, the second one is secure socket layer, the third one is 3D secure. And first one, secure electronic transaction. So first one, set secure electronic transaction is a security protocol for electronic payment with credit cards, in particular via the internet. SET was developed in the year 1996 by Visa and MasterCard. Visa and MasterCard worked together. They have developed the SET method to exchange the money. I mean, to transacting the money from one place to another place, with the participation of GTE, IBM, Microsoft, and Netscape. The implementation of SET is based on the use of digital signatures and the encryption of transmitted data with asymmetric and symmetric encryption algorithms. The SET uses secure electronic transaction uses symmetric and asymmetric algorithms. SET also use dual signatures to ensure the data privacy. It is also using dual signatures, double time. It is using double time digital signatures to ensuring the privacy. The SET system incorporates the following key features. One is using public key encryption and private key encryption ensure data confidentiality. Second one is use information digest technology. It is going to use information digest technology to ensure the integrity of information. The third one is dual signature technology to ensure the identity of both parties in the transaction. Because of using dual signature technology, it will ensure the parties as well as the sender as well as the receiver. And next one is secure socket layer, SSL. The most common cryptographic protocol is secure socket layer, SSL. SSL is a hybrid encryption protocol for securing transactions over the internet. The SSL standard was developed by Netscape in collaboration with MasterCard, Bank of America, MCI, and Silicon Graphics. SSL was developed by Netscape in collaboration with, other companies also included to develop the secure socket layers. The companies are MasterCard, Bank of America, MCI, and Silicon Graphics. It is based on public key cryptographic process to ensure the security of data transmissions over the internet. And SSL is based on the public key cryptography. Public key cryptography is nothing but the SSL uses asymmetric key encryption. Its principle is to establish a secure communication channel. The principle of SSL is to establish a secure communication channel. It is nothing but secure communication channel. It is nothing but it is a protective way. The principle of SSL is to establish a protective way between the client and the server after the authentication step. The SSL system acts as an additional layer to ensure the security of data located the application layer and the transport layer in TCP. TCP is nothing but transmission control protocol, and these concepts we will learn in the 12th or 13th 11th chapter. Today all browsers, on the olden days the SSL was supported by some prescribed internet browsers only, but today all the browsers are supporting SSL in the market. SSL was renamed in 2001 as TLS, but TLS differs from SSL in the generation of symmetric keys. And next one is 3D secure. 3D secure is a payment protocol on the internet. It is a payment protocol on the internet. It was developed by Visa to increase the level of transaction security. To increase the level of transaction security, they have developed the 3D secure technology. And after being developed by Visa, it has been adapted by MasterCard. It has been adapted by MasterCard. It gives a better authentication of the holder of the payment card during purchases on the website. The basic concept of this protocol is, XML based. It is based on XML to link the financial authorization process with an online authentication system. This authentication model comprises three domains. Which one? The 3D secure authentication model comprises of three domains. Hence the name 3D, which are the acquirer domain, issuer domain, and interoperability domain. These are all the authentication model of three domains, 3D secure layer. Dear students, with this lesson is over. I hope you all understand this concept very well. If you have any doubts, make a note of it. After reopening the school, we will discuss the doubts. Thank you all.